Comic books are seldom taken seriously in the art world, but one Ojibwe cartoonist is using his illustrations to spread his Indian culture to others. For this week's In Focus, Jamil Doneth shows us how comics and culture come together.
Brown.
Michael Lyons has been drawing since he can remember.
My mother says I was drawing since I could hold a pencil.
Growing up, he fell in love with comics after watching a Mr. Rogers episode.
I saw a cartoonist on the Mr. Rogers show, and decided then that seemed like something I could probably do. From the original Coffee House 5 strips I did in college.
He started his own comic strip in college and was later published in several newspapers.
The strip in the Grand Forks Herald looked more like this. It was a full color, one panel.
But for Lyons, comics aren't just about humor.
This one right here, I drew the day he died in 1996.
He uses his comics to grieve, to inspire, to speak out, and to share his culture.
My gun is wolf in Ojibwe. The dog speaks English, the wolf speaks Ojibwe.
Lyons first got the idea of incorporating Ojibwe into his cartoons and his books in 2005 when he was working at the Leech Lake Tribal College. He met a colleague whose first language was Ojibwe and started to learn a few words. And from there, he created his first book, Dog and Ma'ingan.
It's very gratifying to be inspiring to kids.
As a follow-up to his children's book, Lyons published a coloring book.
All the animals in the Little Cutie book have Ojibwe names. Wagosh, which is Ojibwe for fox.
The Ojibwe cartoonist has also written several illustrated stories, like A Mixed Blood.
It's an allegory for the government-run boarding schools. So it's about assimilating a culture into the dominant culture.
And Lyons' latest project, The Journal of Victor Frankenstein.
What I've done is basically write journal entries, sort of like the Diary of Anne Frank.
While Ojibwe is not the subject of every comic, Lyons says most of his work is inspired by his culture.
No one respects comic strips as real art, but the inspiration behind it, the creative process, it's all there as much as it would be for painting or sculpture.
An illustration of how any form of art can be meaningful, even the Sunday funnies. For this week's In Focus, Jamil Doneth, Lakeland News.
And you can check out his work. It's available on Amazon and Kindle.
If you've enjoyed this segment of Lakeland News, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to Lakeland Public Television.